been blessed? Yes, we are blessed. We are blessed today. Yes, we are. We come today to hear this word proclaimed, a word that's given to us, this message that we hear today. There's a song. Last week I didn't get to sing. I didn't sing well last week. I'm going to try this week. There's a little song that I like. It's not actually two songs that I like that kind of fit into what the theme is today. So if you know it, I want you to join in, okay? If you know the song. The first one goes a little bit like this. It says, peace is flowing like a river, flowing out of you and me, flowing out into the desert, setting all the captives free. Once again it goes, peace is flowing like a river, flowing out of you and me, flowing out into the desert, setting all the captives free. That's one song. Then there's another one that I like that fits in too. Now you might know this one a little bit better. Some of the older kids might know this. I know my teachers, y'all know this one definitely. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as our Father, brothers all are we. Let us walk with each other in peace and harmony. How many have heard that one before? Heard that one, huh? And it's all about what? Peace, right? It's all about peace. We heard in our call to worship this morning, which was delivered by Janiyah so well this morning, our call to worship, calling us into this idea, this thinking about peace. My question to you, I need somebody to answer this question for me. Who thinks they can answer this question for me? All right? I have a question, and my question is this. Where does peace start? Where does peace start? Reginald, where does it start? It starts by God. It starts by God, he says. Starts by God. Anybody else? Where does peace start? Where does peace start? Sean, where does it start? Say it again.
Peace starts from your heart.
Peace starts from your heart. Peace starts from your heart. That's good, because peace starts with God putting into your heart the love that he has. That's where it starts. That's where peace begins. It begins, you can put your hands down. Thank you, my babies, I appreciate it. Peace starts in here, in your heart, because God places his love within you. And it is that love that brings about peace. Peace is that thing of where we make sure that we show each other how much we truly love each other. We don't do harm to them, we don't do bad to them, but we show them that we love them, that we want to take care of them, that we want to be there to help them out, whatever they're going through. It is that we look at. And that's what peace is all about. It's not about causing confusion. A good friend of Sackins would always say, confusion is not of
God.
It's not of God. Confusion is not of God. Peace is of God. Peace is of God. And peace is what we need to have with each other. And we long for peace. We want world peace, it says. World peace. Because there are wars being waged right now. Amen? Fighting is going on all around us. Amen? We hear it every day on the TV. We see it in the news every day that fighting is going on. We want peace in our school. Right here in St. Peter, Claver. Because see, some of y'all are not at peace with each other. Some of you all are picking with each other, bothering each other, saying things to each other, causing confusion with each other. We want peace right here in our own school. Especially being that we're finishing up March right now, and we're going into April, and PSA have May left. We only have 2 months of school. We need peace right now. so that we can finish up on the best note. So we want peace in our school. We want peace in our neighborhoods. I don't know how many of y'all heard about the shootings that took place in New Orleans East last night, but I know I did. I need some peace around my house. I don't know about anybody else, but we need peace in our own neighborhoods so that we're not worried about walking out the house. We're not worried about just standing outside or playing outside and something might happen. We're not worried about those things. We need peace in our neighborhoods. And then it says we need peace in our families. Because you know, sometimes our families ain't peaceful. Sometimes there's some stuff going on in our own families that don't make it peaceful in our households. And so we got some problems there. So we need peace in our own households sometimes, within our own families, so our family members can get along with each other. But sometimes they battling and fighting each other. And sometimes we stuck where? Right in the middle of it. Not where we want to be. So we pray for peace there in our families, to have that peace. But that peace has to be in our hearts. It's got to be in our hearts. It's got to be on our minds, so that we can be the peacemakers. Blessed are the peacemakers. Theirs is the kingdom of heaven. That's what Jesus said. That's what Jesus told us. Blessed are the peacemakers, but theirs is the kingdom of heaven. If we can bring peace, that means we can get something and which is greater than anything that we would ever get, and that is the kingdom of heaven. We bring about what God wants in our lives. Today we heard a story, or part of the story, because we didn't hear the whole story, but we heard part of the story that was in the first reading. Can anybody remember the person, the name of the person that was read about in that first reading? Can anybody remember? What was the name? See, that means you got to pay attention when we hear the readings. I got some people yesterday because we weren't paying attention. Can anybody remember? Sinaj, what was the name? Who? Who? Joseph. About Joseph. Now, this is a different Joseph. Okay? This is a different Joseph. This is not the same Joseph that we talked about the other day. This is not the father, the earthly father of Jesus. That's not what we're talking about. This is a different Joseph. All right? This is a Joseph of the Old Testament. This is a Joseph before Joseph of the New Testament. All right? So this story about Joseph is an important story. Okay, can I tell you a little bit of the story? Y'all mind if I tell you the story? Can I share it with you? See, Joseph was a young man, and he had a lot of brothers. Okay, and God had blessed Joseph with a gift. He gave him a gift, and it was a gift to interpret dreams. Okay, anybody ever dream? When you sleep at night, you dream? Yeah, we have dreams, right? Do you ever get up and think, what is that dream all about? You ever did that? You thought about, what is this dream all about? What is the, why? Do you think about why you even dream that? And then you try to figure out what is it all about? What does it mean? Okay, you put your hands down. Well, Joseph was able to take people's dreams and explain what it meant. All right, explain that. And so Joseph was loved by his father because he was the youngest of the sons. He was loved by his father. But his brothers were jealous of him. His brothers were jealous of him. And so they concocted, that's a big word, I'm going to use that big word, y'all don't mind, but they came up with a plan. They came up with a plan to get rid of Joseph. They didn't want him around no more. So they came up with this plan, and how could we get rid of Joseph? All right? This is their brother. But they were trying to get rid of him because they were jealous of him. Okay? And so they came up with this plan, and they were going to try it. Unfortunately, they wanted to kill him. But one of the brothers said, no, let's not do that. Instead, there was this big old ditch. And so they said, well, let's just put him in there. Okay? Put him in there, and we just leave him in there. And so that's what they did. They put him in there. They would leave him in there. They went and they were eating and everything. And as they were eating, this caravan came along. These people that were on a journey came along. And so what they said, look, let's do this. Let's take Joseph and let's sell him to these people. Y'all following, huh? This is the Bible, y'all. This is a Bible story. Exciting, huh? A little bit exciting to you? You're wondering what's happening next, right? What's about to happen, huh? Yeah, you got to get in. See, that's why you got to get into your Bible. You got to read that.